record. I stay in the Aarohi campus, which is near to Bangalore, but falls under Tamil Nadu. And Pranav is in Mumbai. And as more families join in, we will introduce you. So just a small request, just to kind of bring everybody. We may not have time to bring in everybody's introduction. So if you can quickly type in the chat your name, which city are you in, if you have children, what age children you have, and anything else you want to share. So you can do a kind of a quick chat introduction so that we also, especially people like to connect with people within the same city. So I guess that would help. And yeah. So meanwhile, what I would like to do is very quickly run a small 3-4 slide presentation just to introduce you to open learning and a little bit of Aarohi. And after that, it's all open, informal, kind of question and answer or discussion based. So it's all very informal, right? So, right, here you go. Yeah, okay. I think you can see my slide now. Right. So very quickly, the whole idea of open learning for us at least started with this question of what is the purpose of education. And for us, it looked like that what appealed to us was that, hey, the purpose of education is to live. So living and education and learning became, let's call it, synonymous for us. And to us, they're just the same thing. We just live our life. And as we live, we learn. And as we learn, we live. And that happens primarily because I'm the leader of myself. If I see a 1-year-old, a 1-year-old is a very strong leader of herself or himself because he or she just wants to learn what he or she wants to learn, whether it's just to walk or talk or eat or whatever these 1-year-olds or 2 years old. So they are our models. They are our ideas or inspirations, you can call it. And yeah, the best part is that they are very strong leaders of themselves. And which is why if we think of ourselves as a leader or each child as a leader of his or her journey, then the points that comes important is, hey, all of these, let me learn, let me decide what to learn, let me decide how to learn, uh, let me assess myself, let me chart. Sorry, there's some background noise, so just bear with me. Um, yeah, which is, I try to be loud. I can't avoid the background noise. So, uh, which
Ratnesh,
essentially
you're pretty
means,
clear, no
okay,
background noise.
okay. So, yeah, which essentially means that open learning is about letting the child or the learner, for whatever age, have the responsibility of his or her own life and learning and doing and so on. So that's what to us open learning is. It's not really about freedom. We don't have absolute freedom ever. We always live in certain constraints. But the beauty is that when we have the responsibility, that's more joyous part, right? A typical open learning progression starts with exposure at a very younger age. That's what the children are needing when they're very young, and as they grow older, they start exploring areas of their interest. And as they grow even more older, let's say early teens and teen years, then they get into expertise of one or few areas. And later on, if they want to convert that expertise into their own profession, entrepreneurship, what we call as enterprise, um, they can do that. So that's kind of the typical journey. Uh, as a community, what is so that's a brief, quick intro to open learning. And Aarohi, what is Aarohi? It's a community of families. So Aarohi is not an institution or anything like that. It's a community of families who are wanting to do open learning, and we kind of co-create our journeys together, learn from each other, support each other, kind of live each other, though not necessarily physically live each other together, but we may be in different cities, like Pranav and Preeti are in Mumbai, we are in near Bangalore and so on. So what we say is that, hey, each home is a campus in open learning and in Aarohi. And plus Aarohi has a common campus where any family can come. Plus we can go to each other's house, and that's how it becomes the family. Becomes a campus, and we get together and connect. And we obviously connect a lot over using technology, WhatsApp, Zoom. We have a Discord server and all of those things. And we also travel together. So that's so many ways of interacting with each other, all left open to each one to decide how they want to kind of learn, right? Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't want to take too much time. Right. So what I would request is, as many people can, please on your video so that we have a visual connect. And yeah, the floor is open. People can ask questions. You can share your journey or thoughts, whatever. It's all very informal, and it's totally what people want to explore. Yeah. So thank you for listening to me patiently for at least 11 minutes. Thank you. And some of you have shared in chat a little about yourself. Thank you very much. But we would like to more people to share so that others can connect with you. That's the whole idea. Depending on which city, or sometimes it's the age of children, or sometimes something else. Who knows? Yeah.
Hi, my name is Christelle. Thank you for the introduction of Aarohi. So my husband's here, Ravi, and our eldest son, Ishan. We have another son who's 10. We have been part of the Bumi learning community in Cochin since 2000, more or less since the beginning. I'm not sure whether that was 2017 or something like that. And we kind of decided that we'd let them be in this unschooling journey till they were 10. And then at 10, we kind of thought, oh, that's too soon to put them in school. And that went on until 12. And then at age 12, that was last year, we decided to put Ishan in either we homeschooled him seriously, but I'm not very disciplined, or we're not very disciplined. Neither is Ishan. So I thought, oh, that's gonna, we're gonna bang heads. Or he would go into a regular school, and that he was not very interested in. So we thought, okay, let's try this online school. So since September, he's been at following an online school called Spruha, which is based in Bangalore. It's kind of been okay, but then it's a lot of screen time, and we're not so happy with that. So yeah, then it came down to, I've heard a lot about Aarohi from various people, and so we wanted to explore this a little bit more. Yeah, Ishan, would you like to say something?
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Ishan, you can ask or share at any time. There is no hurry. So Krishiv or Ravi or Ishan, if you have a question, that can also be a starter, apart from your interaction. And if you want to just be with what others throw in, that's also fine.
I'd actually quite like to come for a week. You have a week in March where you're open to have families staying. I will already be in Bangalore the previous week, so I was wondering whether Ishan could join me in Bangalore, and we could perhaps come and stay with you for the week of the 13th of March.
Yeah, so you just have to register on the website, right. And the Leela, our colleague, will connect with you depending on the availability. So I don't know, I would not know offhand whether that particular week is available or not. So you will have
It's
to.
open on the website. It's open as a week to come and visit, but I don't know whether there's space.
Yeah, we are not that, we just list down the weeks and then we see how many people are coming, people drop out. We function very openly and it's not like hard and fast. So yeah, but there will be a confirmation to you, which will come in. So please go ahead and register there. Yeah.
Hi, good evening. This is Ravi here.
Yeah, hi Ravi.
Ishan's father. Thank you for the introduction, Aarohi. I've heard a lot. One of the family from the Bhumi community has joined Aarohi, so I've heard a lot from their child. For me, Ishan is been doing this online class, which I'm not very happy about. Children being in front of the screen for a long time, and also I'd like for Ishan that he connects with other children and other adults, and I felt that Aarohi might be the right place, and hence we are in this meeting.
Sure.
We are looking forward to come, like Crystal mentioned, we are looking forward to come and meet you. Ishan and Crystal would love to come and stay there for a week. So we are hoping that this next month we can do that.
Sure. Yeah. So again, if you have a question, we can start with that. We have Girish, Rishikesh.
Girish.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was raising his hand.
Okay, please go ahead. Just unmute and speak. If you can come on video, great. Yeah.
Hey, Girish here. We are just thinking of starting with homeschooling. Kids have been doing online schooling for the past 2 years. The thing is, we are a little confused in terms of understanding how the process works because it's very new to us. We have been just doing some Google search.
Sure.
Do we need to be affiliated with some school, or when are the exams? How do we take these exams? Just to understand the basic process of how to get started basically with the whole thing.
Okay. Who wants to answer that? Krishiv, you want to answer? No, I don't want to bother you right away. I'm just joking. Well, the interesting part is that the answer doesn't lie with any one of us, right? The answer lies within your, let's say, family. Yeah. You get together and you decide how you want to do whatever you want to do. Do you want to get affiliated? Do you don't want to get affiliated? Do you want to give exams? Do you don't want to give exams? Do you even want subjects? Do you don't want subjects? Do you even want to think about, hey, what will I do in the future? Or just go about and embrace the present, get into action, start doing things, whatever you feel like doing. Or it could be a combination of all of these. So essentially, I would say the key word is co-creation, and it starts with your family. And then obviously you will connect with other families, and that is why we are a community. As we connect with other families, we realize, oh, so this family is doing like this and that family is doing like this, and each family becomes one way. And that's the beauty of it. Then we learn from each other and grow together. Yeah. I'm not trying to answer your question. I'm just trying to give how we all kind of broadly do it. Yeah. I personally, we don't bother too much about subjects or exams because we think those are very artificial, and there is no need to have subjects. There is no need to study anything unless one wants to do whatever one wants to do. If I want to do juggling, that's my subject for today. If that's what I want to do today. So that's how we look at it, just to give you a small example. Yeah, and more your follow-up questions, I think, will throw up more interesting discussion.
Yeah. So the thing is, we are just looking at it from a slightly long-term perspective. Let's say when the kids come into 10th standard, or 12th, they need to give some exams so that they can go for higher studies if they want. So how does it work in that? Because we saw the website for national open schooling. I believe they let us give exams as private candidates. So just wanted clarification in terms of do we need to be associated with some school or not? Now, that is something where we had a lot of doubts.
Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, so I think that's very clear now that we don't need this association with any school. But then how once the kids come to, let's say, 10th standard, do they just go and give an exam as a private candidate and move out from there?
Or before that, you decide whether you want to give 10th or not. I mean, why give 10th kind of a question? My both children, I was telling at the beginning, I don't know if you had joined. My daughter is 24, my son is 18. Both have not gone to school, no 10th, no 12th, no college. Why do we need to do that? They're pretty much living and doing things that they like doing. They're deeply into whatever they like doing. And my daughter does multiple things. My son does one thing. So, just to give you an example. So I'm not trying to say that people shouldn't give 10th. I'm just saying, so that's the first question you would ask is, do we really need to give this 10th, 12th? If yes, whatever are your reasons, fine enough. Then you prepare for it, whether you do it through NIOS or there are many options. NIOS is just one option. There are international boards. There are even some state boards which give that option. And if you don't want to give 10th, then everything is anyway open in this world. And we also have an concept of CoVersity, which we'll talk at 6 o'clock. Krishiv is here, and I can see Bhaval also coming in. They will talk about their journey of CoVersity, and we'll talk more about it. Preeti, Pranav, you want to share anything? Rachna is there. You want to share?
Yeah, nothing much, Ratnesh. Basically, Girish, is the same thing. It's based on what the need is. As in, as a child, then if there is a need of going for particular exams or going for a particular certificate or degree, then it may be so, and then that can be given. And apart from that, as a family, it's about a family. So it's not about just child as an open learner. So it's how, as a family, you drive this together, how you live together, how you spend the time together, and learning happens continuously. It is not like bound to a particular few hours or a few subjects or few physical spaces. It just happens. This is what we have experienced while we travel a lot. We learn a lot. Even while our normal interactions with our children, we learn a lot. So learning to bracket it into particular subject or physical thing, I think it's that's what the open learning is kind of shifting the focus from. I hope I could answer.
This is giving a lot of interesting perspectives. Thank you so much. I think very, very good to hear about these, all of you following different ways of open learning. So I'm definitely looking forward to hear from other people as well. Thank you so much.
Sure, and maybe Krish, you can. We meet every Saturday, so you can keep coming back, and every Saturday we seem to have different kinds of discussions. So this itself can be a little ground for you to explore, your family to explore, at least what other families are doing, and then we can take it forward in that way. And that's not just for Girish, for anybody for that matter.
Thank you.
Yeah, please go ahead. You don't have to raise hand, just come in.
Hi. I wondered if somebody could give me a brief, like what happens in a day at Aarohi at the campus, roughly, so Ishan can have an idea. Is it possible? Just in a nutshell.
Preeti, since you're laughing, I think you are the best person.
Is it not
I'm
possible?
laughing
Is it
because
every
I thought
day
you
is so
would say
different?
that. Yeah, to be honest, you are correct, Christelle, that every day is different. So every day is based on the person's choice. So just to answer in brief about how is a day at Aarohi. So for us in Mumbai, a day of Aarohi is different. And for people at campus, it would be different. For people, so everybody, like we are a big Aarohi community. And for all of us, the day is different. And actually, it is based on the person's choice. Like if I decide to create, the way I decide to create my day will be like that. So Ishan will decide his day every day in Aarohi. If he is there in campus, then also he'll decide his day, how it will be throughout the day for him. And even if he is not in Aarohi, he is at his home or he's traveling, then also he'll be deciding how his day will be and how he will plan his week or month or year and how he wants to go ahead. So in Aarohi, it is very clear that the child is the leader. We all are the leader of our lives. So that way we lead our lives.
I
it
think
was
I'm
vague.
asking, sorry. I'm
Yeah, yeah, carry
asking
on.
more, I'm asking more in the
More
sense of,
specific.
like, do you all have meals together? Do the kids do their own laundry? You know, the kind of practical stuff. Do they join in making food? Do they, you know, what could we
Yeah.
expect? I know if we go
Yes,
there, we'll
all
see
of
for
that.
ourselves, but I heard that there was hiking. Is that
Yeah.
done on a daily basis? Just that kind of
Yes.
thing.
So all of that, Christelle, it is all involved. Means it's when you are at campus, then everybody decides. So a typical day at Aarohi would be like meals together would be morning 9 to 10, 1 to 2, and 7 to 8, if I'm not wrong, right? 7 to 8. All of these are meal times, and it is all together. Everybody sits together, eats together, cleans together, and refreshes together, enjoys together. Everything is like that. So meals are like that. Then your hiking and everything, there's Friday special. So every Friday they go out for some outdoor activity. So that can be hiking, that can be going to a brick factory, that can be going to any other factory or any bird watching, something like that. So that is Friday special. Then your morning circle is there every day, in which everybody decides, not me, you, Ishan, Ratnesh, everybody will decide their day in the morning circle. And then you have to follow that thing. And by the evening in the thought club, you have to also share what all you did and how you did. And there are different ways of doing it. There can be theater of it. There can be music and dance related to it. There can be any way that you express how you did your day. How was your day? That kind of thing. And evenings, there's 1 hour of sports which happens together. That's a community sport thing. And there is also campus care, 1 hour of campus care. That is again a community thing. We all do it together. So all of these things are included in a day. And to be very specific, you have to come to campus.
Yeah, and to generalize it, just like Crystal, you will have at your home certain things where you will, let's say, divide the responsibilities, or there will be times that you will come together to discuss, to plan, or to just have something together. It's similar. It's just that the size in a campus might be a little bigger, maybe 30 people, maybe 20 people. And so it's just the number may change, but the flavor is the same. It's just a larger family. Maybe at home there is a smaller family. But otherwise, it's not really different. And whatever Preeti shared could change even that. So it's not like, oh, Preeti said this, now it has to happen when I come there. It may totally change based on that particular group, that particular day, and so on. So it's all very dynamic. It's all very today driven. Today, where is the energy? Where is the group? What is the need? Yeah.
Is there also me space, me time for somebody who doesn't like being with people all the time? Is there?
Yeah. The whole time is me time. You decide with whom you want to.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
You want to sit, you want to climb a tall tree and sit quietly or hide somewhere else. You can do that. Absolutely. Or you can tell everybody, please don't bother me for the next 4 hours. I'm doing whatever I want to do. I don't even want to tell you what I'm doing. Though there will be more curiosity when you say, I won't tell you. So yes, absolutely. All the colors of life as you will experience at home. Right. I don't see there's any as such any difference between the two.
Thank you.
So, Christelle, just to add on that thing, just to specifically ask that meal time together time. So even at meal times, you can sit alone and there'll be no one who will disturb you.
Okay, more questions from other people who have joined in, especially people who are joining in for the first time. I don't really always remember the names, so you will have to ask questions and you'll have to initiate the discussion. And not just questions, you can just share about your journey and how you have been looking at it. Most welcome. Oh, silence.
I'd like to ask Krishiv then, how old are you and how long have you been with Aarohi? If you don't mind me
And
asking.
Krishiv's stories comes at 6. His entry is at
Oh,
6 o'clock.
okay.
I'll spare him right now, unless Krishiv wants to jump in. But because and the reason I'm saying so is because there might be some people logging in specifically to meet him at 6. That's why I don't want to preempt that. Yeah. Yeah, so we don't really normally just talk. You have to ask us something. You have to throw something at us and then we would talk.
Okay, so I have a question.
Sure, Ravi.
Yeah. So suppose we bring Ishan there and he likes the space, but up down the line he decides that he wants to come home for a month. I mean, is there any does the child have to stay there for 6 months and then have a holiday, or is it flexible that way? Is the timings flexible?
So Ravi, first of all, Ishan cannot join Aarohi.
Okay.
The whole family joins Aarohi. The community isn't about the child. The community is
All right.
about families. Families come together, right? So
Okay.
even when you are thinking of who is going to come, let's say either to campus or maybe visit Pranav's house in Mumbai, or maybe visit Krishiv's house in Ahmedabad. Are you in Ahmedabad, Krishiv, or Vadodara, or where are you right now?
I'm in Dharampur.
Sorry, Udhampur. Okay,
I'm in-
Udhampur. Did I get it right?
It's Dharampur, but
Okay, Dharampur. Okay, whatever, someplace. So it's the family, and family doesn't mean everybody has to go anywhere. Well, just like you, when you go somewhere, or whether in your home, you stay whenever you want to stay in, and you are out whenever you want to be out. So is the case with whether you are at campus or anywhere. We are an open learning community, which means you come when you want, you go when you want. You can come for 15 minutes, 15 days, 15 months, 15 years. You decide when you come, when you go, how much you want to be here, how much you want to be at Pranav Preeti's house, how much you want to be at your house. It's your life. Let's live it.
Mhm.
So we don't draw these complicated circles. We just keep it all open. Yeah. And keep it very simple, right? Yes, for people who are not yet part of the community, yes, there are certain weeks reserved, which I think you saw the calendar, and that's what Crystal was referring to at the beginning. Because more because then the rest of the weeks, the community people who are at the campus can actually totally focus on themselves and whatever they want to do. And then if in a week we get guests, then they can focus on the guests and interacting with them. If every week there are people coming, then there's a little bit of disturbance for people. But otherwise, the community people come and go to not just to campus, to anywhere and anywhere, however they want to. So it's that open. In that sense, open.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for that.
in some ways that is also how we look at learning also, and how we look at living also. Not just about the place, but about what we want to do, how much we want to do. It's like saying, hey, can I enter into a particular, let's say, area of my life? Let's say I was taking example of juggling. Can I enter into juggling and can I exit after 1 week or 1 year or 10 years? When do I enter and when do I exit? Anything that I want to do, right? It could be stock markets, it could be juggling, it could be farming, it could be. So we say, it's open, man. It's open. Our life is open in front of us. We are the ones who decide each one of us, what and how much we want to invest into anything.
So what I'm understanding is that basically Aarohi is a community where all families who are interested in open learning, they come together, and there is no restriction in terms of what way you're teaching the child, what system you're following. It's basically a way to get together and learn from each other, if I'm right. Is that what it is at a very basic level?
Ratnesh, can I?
Please,
Yeah, Ravi. So basically, the point here is are all families who come together, and each family or each individual in that regard brings a unique proposition to the community. So if I'm interested in something, I can bring forth that aspect of say if I'm good at say music or something, say something in regards to something to do with electronics. So I can say I want to share something about electronics, and I further also want to explore more about electronics. So is there anybody else who wants to join my journey? And if there are people in the community, be it children, be it adults, they can all join together. So it's a vibrant kind of a community where people come together and pursue their respective interests, and they share their kind of whatever expertise they have. And there is no particular restriction like okay, or there is no particular time in a way where you say in terms of stay or something like that, you have to stay for this many days, or there is a period defined. Not like that. And you can do the learning from wherever you are. It could be from, like, I could be in Mumbai and we could be co-creating something as a community. Like say we did a short films festival, we did radio shows together. There are families there are children or adults who come together and have electronics sessions together. There is somebody who's doing coding, there's somebody who's doing some art. So there are many different people coming together, and very organically they come together. That's how it is. I hope.
Understood. So it's basically community-based learning where we contribute, we share, and we learn together.
Exactly. Yeah.
But the community is the third word. The first two words are open learning. I think that's the core, right? In a way, what it means is, first thing is not about the important part is not the community. First important part is, hey, do I want to learn what I want to learn, or do I want to do what I want to do? When I start thinking of it that way, and I want not just for myself, let's say for my child, if I am a parent, then as a family. So the family becomes the first community. If you really see, the smallest community is the family. And why not? Meaning every family doesn't need to be a part of a larger community. So you don't have to be part of the Aarohi community to be doing open learning. Yeah. The community further helps in your journey if you like to be part of a community. So the first thing is open learning, and then comes the community. Yeah. And so why I'm saying so is perhaps because at least in these meetups, we don't so much talk about the community. We more talk about the concept of open learning or unschooling, homeschooling, whatever word you want to give, road schooling, free schooling, different terms people use. We more focus on open learning, giving the subtle message that any which way, if you need a community at any stage, we are all there. So that's not the bigger part. The bigger part, or rather the more important, the core idea is to first say, hey, I can learn what I want to learn at any age, whether I'm 10 or 15 or 20 or 5 or 1 year.
Thank you.
So I think what Ratnesh is kind of pointing out is like there is no necessary affiliation to any particular group or particular community as far as open learning goes. That can happen any which way as a family or as an individual. But community, as a community, we are always welcome to join us, be with us, and be part of it. So that's I think the message. That is the message here.
Can I ask at the campus, how many children are there and what's the age group?
So Crystal, that changes every day.
Oh, okay, right.
Because we don't know who is coming tomorrow and who is not coming tomorrow, right? There is no way.
So people live close by to the campus, do they?
Not necessarily. Mumbai is close by. And Kochi is close by. Just an overnight train or bus, right? No, it's not
people
about
who live
distance.
there. People who live there.
Yeah, there are some people who live here. The idea is, what I'm trying to say is that whether you live close by or whether you live far off, again, the day or the group is not defined, or rather not predefined. In community, there are all ages of children, adults, grandparents, and any mix could be at the campus at any point of time. So whichever week, let's say you're planning to come for a week, which week you will be here, who will be here, I have no idea. All right. Will there be a lot of older people? Will there be a lot of younger people? Will there be a lot of boys? Will there be a lot of girls? Will there be a lot of animals? I don't know. So it's all very variable, but there will be people. That's all I can say.
And
I like the animals. How many animals do you have? Do you have lots of animals?
No, I didn't mean only the pet kind. I meant the wild kind.
The wild kind.
So
We're good with everything.
Then come over. We'll see what comes that way. Yesterday we saw some deers, though I don't know if that will be there at that time or not. Yeah, Pranam, sorry.
Just to bring clarity on this, basically Aarohi is not necessarily only campus. So we all say I am in Mumbai, some family could be in Pune, there could be some family in Chennai or somebody, at Bangalore but at campus. So the families operate at respective homes as well, and they're still a part of community. So it is not necessary that, so if you ask there are how many children in Aarohi, there could be children at campus X plus so many different children at different locations. So it's not about, and we connect even online through different means. We have Zoom meetings, we have other platforms where we connect as a community, and we are constantly in touch with each other. So there is this other platform also available, online digital platform, where we are in touch with each other. So it is not necessarily just campus.
Yeah, I'm greedy for information on the campus at the moment, though. Sorry. We're part of Bhumi Learning Community in Cochin. Ishan was there roughly from the beginning, and he's the eldest one there. So our 10-year-old is loving it. He goes 4 days a week to our Bhumi space. There are a lot of kids his age, whereas Ishan was the eldest one, and he doesn't have many friends, teenage friends, other than from when he was in a nursery school X many years ago, who he doesn't often meet. So I think one of the reasons why we were thinking of coming to Aarohi, it's just kind of, I think, to broaden the age group of the people he knows. You're being very quiet, Ishan, but so he's online in the day, in the morning, and in the afternoon he goes to an animation studio because he likes drawing and he's interested in animation and 3D and drawing and all kinds of things. So in the afternoon he's again in an animation studio with adults. So I think
he's at the right place at the right time. I think he would find his soul buddy here. Krishiv is the same guy. He's also into animations and designing and all sorts of stuff. So probably you can find one friend there. Krishiv.
Yeah.
You have to stay back till 6 for sure.
Yeah. We'll stay definitely. Yeah. So I think these are my questions. These are my, we have what we want. I mean, he's learning. We're not in some kind of stressful place. We don't care whether he passes exams, whether he does 10th standard, 12th standard. We're not really, too bothered about all that. At the moment, I'd like him to meet young people, of a similar age group with similar interests or not. That doesn't matter so much, but something. Ishan, am I saying unmute and talk? Speak,
Don't really have anything to say.
Sure, Ishan, you can take your time. No issues. And just an invitation to not just to your family, but to all the families, that when you are coming to campus, the request is that don't come with anything, right? As in just come with your clothes and toothbrush and stuff like that. But that's it. Don't come with any expectation. Just come. Just come saying, oh, we are going to some place. Let's see what happens. Right. Often what happens is people come with a certain, oh, I want to check this out or check that out. And what happens is, because it's such a dynamic space, sometimes you may see something and you know what I mean, run into some kind of conclusion. So what my request to every family is, come over and just experience this place. That's all. And the people and the physical space and kind of a little taste of our community. You would not be able to too much experience what others, families in the community who are in different cities are doing in that 1 week. But at least you will get some idea of the community itself. And then if that excites you, then please realize that the community is not limited to campus. Campus is just one little location in this lovely planet. And for us, as far as we are concerned, we own this planet in that sense. As in, we can travel anywhere, go anywhere, connect with anybody, somebody in Australia and somebody in what's the place you said, Krishiv? I forgot the name of it, Dharampur or whatever, and so on. World is nowadays, it's so beautiful how we can connect and do a lot of things together in many different ways, meaning online is one way, but we can travel, we can meet, we can do wonderful things. And the invitation is to hence in that sense embrace life in its all hues and forms, with all problems and beauty and everything. Maybe I'm just becoming a little philosophical here. Preeti, you need to stop me.
I stopped listening you.
Right. So there are more people in the call. I'm just curious. Please come over on the mic. If you click on the, this Satyanarayana, there is Tasneem, there is Varsha. I'm not sure if we have met before, as in you have met Preeti or Pranav or me or other people. So please come on the mic, interact with us. It's a very informal meetup. There is no, as I said, no agenda to it. The agenda is to see what thoughts you have and connect with you. That's and show you that we are there to be with you if you need us in any which way or need anything from us in any which way. Right, Santosh has been here before. Sangeeta also has been here before. Yeah. Go ahead, please. We have another 10 more minutes and then we will switch over to Krishiv. Yeah. Tasneem, you are on mute if you're talking to us. You're still on mute.
Tasneem, you're on mute. I think you're on mute. You need to unmute yourself. That looks good now. You can all try. Yeah. Try.
Do we have
Tasneem.
another session from 6 to 7?
Yeah, it's not like another session. It's 6 to 7. We focus more on a concept we call as CoVersity, which is an open learning professional journey for the 14 to 21-year-olds, the older age group of open learners.
Okay.
So we would be talking about that. We have one of our CoVersity members, Krishiv, here to share his journey. So that's 6 to 7, while 5 to 6 is more of any question related to open learning or Aarohi.
So I had a quick question. So do you all have any parent meetup happening in other cities other than near Bangalore?
Which city you are in?
We are based in Hubli, North Karnataka.
Okay.
So far, I don't think we have a group there, but you can initiate one. If some way we can be there online and you guys can meet up and we can be there, it's a possibility. So we have small groups in Mumbai, Bangalore, Chennai, and where parents kind of meet up once in a while.
Hyderabad?
Not right now. No, not yet.
But
in Hyderabad.
we invite you to initiate one. We really invite you, and we are available on the call if required, on whatever.
But we do get a lot of people, I mean, not a lot, but we do get people who join us on these Saturday meetups from Hyderabad. Yeah. So if you want to initiate an Hyderabad group, as Pranav is saying, we can make an Hyderabad group and slowly people can join that. And then you guys can meet at some common place.
We at Hyderabad, we have Vision Rainbow, shared space of possibilities for all people of all ages. So
Sure.
we also are looking at creating joy in learning.
It's a quite a group today, Pranav. That's okay. Not that that's an issue.
How big is the group now, Aarohi in general? I mean, across India or the world, wherever people are. Totally, how big is the community?
Yeah, somewhere around 40 families, 35, 40 families. Sorry, I don't have a count per se, but somewhere around that number.
Okay.
Let's say between
many families are in float.
let's say 30 to 40. Let's keep it that broad. Yeah. Also, again, it's an open community. People become active, then their agenda of life changes, so they move out, then they can come back in and all that. It's all very, I don't know how to describe, very organic, very open, not like lines drawn, So, Pranav, I'm more, okay, I'm throwing it to the, so we were having a discussion, I was having a discussion with Rajesh, and we were thinking about, hey, so we were trying to kind of put down what are the different concerns different families have when when they are in an open learning journey. So I know we have just about 5 minutes, but I would like to throw that, if you're okay, Pranav, throw this question to the group. Hey, what concerns you have when you think about, let's say, open learning, or I'm just using open learning as a generic term, open learning, unschooling, homeschooling, preschooling, whatever, world schooling, travel schooling, whatever term you want to give, that doesn't matter per se. So I'm just asking this group, but there are a number of people here. What concerns you have, just to help us kind of list down those concerns? We will not try to answer those concerns, but we just want to collect those concerns, you can say.
So one of the biggest concern that I see is, the society asking us every time, which school does your kid go to, and what standard are they in, and these kind of things. I'm pretty open-minded because I've been an explorer, and I'm very open-minded to my kids doing homeschooling. But a lot of people, especially within the family, they tend to be quite opposed. They think that the kids are not learning, they're wasting their time, they're not going to a school, and there's a lot of pressure saying, why don't you go to a school? This is actually a big concern, and I think we're just blocking it out right now, but I think a lot of parents face this.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Hi.
Others, yeah.
Yeah. I try to convince the family that do not seem to be very popular, or they don't seem to be taking it. They want to go with the general routine types, and then
Satyanarayana, I think we are not able to hear you. There is some problem with the bandwidth. Hello.
There is some issue because it's like I'm not able to hear anything.
Yeah. Satyanarayana, there is some issue with your network or bandwidth. We can't hear you. The sound is chopping off.
Ratnesh, one quick doubt. The CoVersity meeting is going to be held here, right?
Yes, dear.
Okay.
Now in. So yeah, okay. So Pranav is reminding me to share the WhatsApp number, right? So I will do that, Girish. I'll add the numbers to the WhatsApp group, definitely. And I'm also sharing the Aarohi WhatsApp Connect number. So what we have done is we have some groups, and we can be part of the groups. You can ask questions and connect with different people, use those groups to help others, as well as they supporting you and you supporting them. So that is one way. So that's the Aarohi WhatsApp number. And also to remind you that all these Saturday recordings are there on the website. We have been doing it now for more than 3 years. So it's almost about 130, 140 odd recordings on the YouTube. So you can pick and listen to different people, keep coming to our, and different discussions keep happening. So it's all, that's the interesting part. And yeah, and we are there every Saturday, so you can come back and ask as many questions and explore this and bring along friends and things like that. As I said, the idea isn't really so much to talk about Aarohi, more to talk about open learning and support families, and then as I said, if a family wants to be part of the community, well, Aarohi is one community. I'm sure there are more. Tasneem was mentioning some community in Hyderabad, and we hope that there are more and more communities in more and more cities, so that there are more and more open learners. Why I hope you would say is, I personally see so much joy when people explore what they would like to do, so much energy. I love that. So yeah, that's my personal take. Right. Cool. So we are at 6, and before we invite Krishiv, just a few line introduction to CoVersity. So last June, we've started a concept called CoVersity, where people of similar interest get together and form a cohort. And the idea is that we work in our cohort, but the focus is on working and not trying to just learn, but actually working and learning by working, specifically doing more and more projects which are client-based or industry-based, so that you get the exposure of what is happening in the industry. You learn the skills that is required in your works, in your domain, and so on. So that's the whole idea. And obviously there are guides and mentors and so on. So that's the broad concept of CoVersity. The whole idea is to get the cohort, the togetherness of a group together to work, right? Okay, so I will not take too much time. I'll invite Krishiv and Bhaval. Thank you. And yep, you can share your journey. Bhaval has been in this Saturday meetups many times. So that way, yeah, nothing new. Krishiv has also been here before, but yes, this time especially for CoVersity. Krishiv, go ahead.
Okay, hi, I'm Krishiv. I'm 14, and I'm really passionate about art and design. So right now I'm going to share my journey. So okay, so I started
Krishiv,
homeschooling.
can you check your sound? Means there's some issue with the voice.
Yeah,
It is
okay.
muffled kind of.
Okay, now is it better?
You need to speak more.
Is it better now?
Probably you go a little.
Not sure.
Yeah,
For
I think
everybody, is
we
it
are
fine?
proven
If it is
much
for-
better. Yeah.
Maybe
Kind of feeble.
I could broadly follow you, so I guess it's all right. Meaning, yes, it was a little having a slight temperature, but it's okay. It was a slightly feverish voice, but that's okay, I guess.
there is a
Good.
focus light. So you're not taking it well.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe it's your broadband connection. So maybe we will also stop our videos, all of us. So the focus, because it's your video is also a slightly grainy video. It's not a very clear video. So it could be your Wi-Fi. So all of us can switch off our videos so that I don't know if that helps. We can try it out. Go ahead, Krishiv.
Okay, I should switch off my video too.
No. Yeah, I think you leave your video on. Yeah, we would like to. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I hope my thing is better. Okay. So I started homeschooling / open learning when I was 5. It wasn't really my decision because I was so young. I was just taken out of school. And would you like to share a
Yeah, he was taken out of school. That was our decision as family. Yeah, because I was in the system, and probably that made us come out or take a gap year kind of thing. And yeah, things was taken ahead from there. But yes, it was my decision because he was quite young at that time. He did not decide. I was seeing that competition, what competition is bringing in the child. And even I was one of the, person who was being affected by that system. So yeah, nothing against system, but yeah, it was us who was taking the things that way probably. Yeah, so that's how he was out of uh, for a year, and then the journey went ahead. Yes.
Okay, so since then, my life has always revolved. My syllabus and curriculum have always been my interests and stuff like that. So when I was really young, I used to go to the garden with Mama, and she used to read to me, and we used to like just play there. I used to do a lot of puzzles, and then over the years, I have always had like interests which I'm like really into them, and then after a few days, months, or years, I just tucked them out of the end and moved to the next one. So some of them have been puzzles, Legos, swimming, tabla, making circuits, and yeah, solving the Rubik's Cube. But three of them have been consistent all my life till date. Um, one of them is reading. We have a lot of books and a lot of comics, and I love reading. The other one is making up stories in my mind. I still do that, and I love doing that. It's my escape from reality. And the third is art, which like I've been doing since I've been loving since I can remember. Um, huh. So like you can just ask my bed sheets, walls, textbooks, notebooks, and stuff like that. And yes, I used to draw a lot of faces, and mostly faces this way with pens and stuff. But by far my longest and biggest interest slash passion has been origami. I did that for 3 or 4 years, and I used to be really into it. I was convinced that I'll become an origamist when I grow up, and I was like totally into it. Then one fine day, it was my aunt's birthday, and my mom suggested that I should illustrate a book she wrote as a birthday gift. And since then, I just sucked it out of the window and moved on to drawing. And now I'm convinced that I'll become an artist. So we'll see how it goes. Um, so after that, I was doing art like drawing and making comics and stuff like that. And then I in the lockdown I joined Aarohi Ads, the online Aarohi thing, and they like this thing called If It's to Be was made, where people or mainly teens who were passionate about what they did shared their journeys about that. So I presented once in that. And then I joined the design cohort, which is part of the CoVersity. My journey in the design cohort has been a huge thing. And so we did a lot of things. We started by doing like small projects and stuff like that. We also did competitions, and we used to decide what to do together. So it was me and Shriya at that time, and Shriya is another person in the cohort. And we used to decide what to do together, and yeah, we used to do stuff together. We also built portfolios, and then we started applying for internships, and I got an internship in this company called Swacards as a graphic designer, and so that went on for 2 3 months, and that was a chunk of time when I did graphic design. Then the next chunk was illustration. I had gone to this thing in Bhopal, Iktara Riya's illustrators meetup, and after that, there was this chunk of time when I just did illustrations. I illustrated my mic is good.
Okay.
Okay. So I illustrated a poster about Gujarati folk poems for the NGO that Mama is working for. They work in
Community
yeah,
literacy
community
work.
literacy. And so I did that. Now for the past couple of weeks, so there is this person who lives nearby. He's an architect and he has taught in a lot of universities in the US. And now he's here, he's I think 70 or something. And so I am going to him to learn architecture. And I've also started doing animation for the past couple of days. So I'm imagining this chunk of time of 2-3 months will be animation. And so yeah. We also had in the CoVersity, I forgot to mention this, we also had this in-person meetup at Aarohi at the campus and for 6 days. No, yeah, for a week. And yeah, we did stuff together like we each went into each other's cohorts and did stuff like that. We did projects and we went to a nearby school to do a learning carnival kind of thing. And we are also going to do 3 boot camps in March and April. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you can say how blasting this.
Yeah. When we met at campus, we literally had like 0 time. It was just we were doing all of the things together and it was amazing. And I hope these boot camps are also the same.
Mhm. Yeah, that's it.
Bubble, you want to add whatever
Yes,
you
I
want
want
to add?
I was just waiting for him to finish. Yeah. Yeah, so journey, what he has described, like, I think am I audible?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. See, I am speaking louder than you. Yeah, so what he mentioned about different if I start from journey from very initial stage when we just came out of the system and we just did not know what to do. Like one thing was that for sure that we do not want to follow syllabus for this 1 year. Okay, that was a 1 year gap. And then how we got from one interest to the other interest. So right now what he describes that as there were these many interests, like what is the 10-11 interests he described. When he chugged each interest, as parent it was not easy to move on. It's like, as listening to stories, third person, it looks wow. As parent, it was not very easy when your child is, and you are also so much invested, your child is invested, you are investing your time, energy, everything. And then one fine day your child is telling, okay, I don't want to do this. Now move on. Yeah. So that things were not really very easy. But when I look back today, uh, I see that those um, the the days which the passion, full of passion, I would say, the days which were full of passion. Like I have seen when he did this Rubik cube, how many Rubik cube he will break. He will put to make it faster, he will put those greasing inside and all. When he was into Legos and those circuit making, he would till 12 o'clock he would do the same thing at night, midnight. Okay, he would never. I know that how I have also been with him in that journey. So yeah, those were really fantastic days. and right now as well, these days have been very fantastic when, seeing your child doing something with, 100% full in that thing, the child is in that thing. So that has been very, great journey in that case. But where it is left, you know, it was really painful to me also to come out of that zone. And but today when I look back, I see that all those small or big span of those passionate days or months or years have made us have made this day when he has gotten into one more thing which he's telling that I want to go into designing. I want to go in deep into designing, where I would say that as family we are little, mm, we are so much into it, we are with him, and we are detached also, that okay, I am saying, even if somebody asks that okay what he is into, I say that okay, he is into art right now. So that the thing, I feel it it brings courage, it brings, I would say, a fearless mind, that okay, right now he is there, and all those days, months or years have uh, made us learn how to learn. So when he is speaking today, this designing thing, we almost know that okay, how to go about it, or probably we feel it right. I don't know if it is right, wrong, but we feel it right that okay, there was some chunk. Now we can think, okay, see, we can have our structure well. I would say that, okay, that was a chunk for some graphic designing. Now there is a chunk for some illustrations. Now there is a chunk for animation. And that's how we will go about asking people for help. That is one of the thing which I have got knack on, I would say, as parent, that okay, I keep asking people, okay, will you help? And I would say, whatever door I knock, I always feel like, arms open, that okay, we are really happy to help you, kind. And wherever I go, here right now we are living in a very small village of south of Gujarat, in south of Gujarat. And here also we find people who will teach him different things. Yeah. So that has been super amazing. And with that, support of community, which I would say without that, we wouldn't have been here. Especially when he started taking part in cohort, the amount of confidence what I am seeing today in him, not because he's my child, but to a 14-year-old child having this confidence, because he has been doing different things. And earlier when we were talking about okay, going to college or no college, and he was like, if at all I want to go to college, I will go for just exploring one more thing. Otherwise, I'm not worried about what I will do in life. So I think that has that is a something which he has got from being part of this cohort, where he's thinking that okay, I am in charge, I would say. I am in charge of my own learning journey. I'm in charge of whatever I do in life in further. Okay. So that is something which whatever months he has spent in this cohort, I would say that a lot of things, I as an individual, I wouldn't have been able to inculcate it in our journey, which I would say that this cohort has done with us. Yeah. Yeah. So I think we're done. We are ready to be short, I would say, with questions.
Thanks. Thanks,
Yeah.
thanks.
Yeah.
Super listening to you.
Yeah.
And before I open to questions, so my goosebump moment is when you talk about that every door you knock, you always get. So I just want to
Yeah.
share this with the group that um, this is so both amazing and familiar. I to officially say I'm a professional beggar, and the best part is that exactly I have knocked doors, lots of doors for lots of children, and lots of learners, including myself. And the result has always been 100%. Meaning, not even one person has said, no, I will not guide a child who wants to learn this in any field whatsoever, whether it's sports or music or whatever, animation or any field whatsoever. So yeah, that's my goosebump moment. So thanks, Pawan, for double underlining it. Yeah, we think that learning lies only in institution, but to me, learning lies in people, and that's where we connect and take. So nice. Right. So I think people are wanting to ask questions on it. Go ahead, please ask questions. I think Pranav raised hands. Akansha has raised.
Yeah, can I ask a question? As a father of 10-year-old, it was soon my daughter will be somewhere in that age group.
Yeah.
So Krishu, I have a very question as in as I understand that we are into open learning space, but what specific shift or change that you made in your day or your schedule or your approach, uh, uh, shifting from say early days of open learning to when you say specifically to CoVersity aspect of it. So what is a specific shift or in terms of things that you are doing or the approach or anything that way?
Okay. So I don't like exactly know what I shifted because like it happens over time gradually. So I can't just say, okay, this changed after this one time. But like I can say now in whatever I do, I've started to like do more like deliberate practice, and I've started like doing stuff that maybe like something like I I would say yeah, I learned to practice better, and so which I didn't used to do before this. Um, yeah, so that's one thing. Deliberate practice has definitely helped me like improve faster in whatever I want to do. Yeah. That's one of the things. I'm sure a lot of things have changed over time, but that's one of the things that comes to mind first.
Yeah, I would, as parent, I would say, one more thing that, attitude towards his work has changed. I think he's more, earlier also, that's what earlier also I told that, whatever he does the same because he has got that thing that if he has taken one thing in hand, he can do the entire day. But the attitude towards working, that's what I think he is also telling the same thing that, deliberate practice, and how to get into that, then reflecting and going back again, those cycle is more effective, I believe, once he is part of this cohort.
Great. Yeah. Thanks. I think Akanksha had a question. Where is Akanksha?
Am I audible?
Yes, Akansha.
Okay. So I have this question for Krishiv. So how did you found the interest of designing and you were like totally sticking to it? Like, how did you find that?
So, as I said, I had illustrated a book for my aunt as a birthday gift, and since then I don't know, I just started drawing more, and it's not like I'm sticking to it. I did origami more than I've done art, So I
Okay.
don't know if I will stick to it, but I am sticking to it right now. So.
Awesome.
I like that right now at the end. Yes. Life can throw a lot of different interesting twists and turns. Yeah. Super. More questions to the green team. It's coincidentally both of you are wearing green.
Yes, coincidentally. Yeah.
Hi, Krishiv, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, hi. So I understand that you are a part of the design cohort. How many people are there in this cohort?
Right now, only 2 people, including me, but a lot of people are working very hard to make that grow.
Spread the word.
Right. So what typically happens here? So I mean, I have no idea about design. I'm a old-fashioned old guy. So if you could tell me what happens in this cohort, so you present your ideas and the other person presents the ideas. How does it work? I mean, how does a cohort? We know how the classrooms work. I'm sure that's not how you people function. No?
Yeah, okay. So it's not, I mean, it's not decided like what we will do when. So yeah, we try to make a schedule the next 6 months, maybe we'll do this and stuff. But yeah, so like for example, some time ago we were doing like we planned to do competitions that month. And, so we just like two competitions I will decide, two competitions, three I will decide, and then we will participate in those competitions. So one of them was a UI design competition for a website. So how we operated in that one was there were a few pages that we had to design. So we designed one page together on Zoom. We screened one of us shared the screen, and basically we just brainstormed ideas and like what color scheme we should use and stuff like that. So one we did together, and after we knew the overall design and the overall color scheme and the overall style of the thing, we did the other pages on our own. So that's how we kind of worked together. One of them was a research. Another thing we did was a research project on supermarkets, like how their layout is designed. And so, so in that one, we just did research, we shared it with each other. And at the end of the week, we made a document together, combining all of our research and thoughts and views. So these are some ways we work. Depending on what we are working on, we use different methods.
Oh, fantastic. So this supermarket project, so when you say you designed, if you can go into a little more details, unless there are some other questions that people want to ask. So what happens in that? I mean, you design the colors, the layout, how things will be stocked, and
So no, we didn't design a supermarket. We went to our local supermarkets and we went there. We saw things that children would like are lower and things that adults would like are higher. And we tried to observe stuff like that. We noted them down, and then basically the idea was to by the end of the week compile our research and ideas and opinions into one document, and then write stuff down that would probably help someone if they're making a supermarket.
wow, that's exciting. Thank you.
So like sometimes it's also like difficult to work together. Like we were doing this competition on character design, and so basically we were supposed to design a character, and um, firstly I don't know how we would draw one character together, and maybe there is a way, but we are not much into drawing and stuff. So what we did at that time was we just came up with the color scheme, what the character would look like, what the character would be, the character story and stuff like that. We worked on that together, and then I just worked on drawing the character on my own. So most of the work was done together.
Great. How old are you, Krishiv?
I'm 14.
Wow. Good. Great. Good luck.
More questions, and you can also, if you want to ask a question specific to CoVersity, not necessarily to Krishiv and Bawal, you are most welcome to do that. If you have a question for them, that's also absolutely fine. We are here for some more time.
I have a query. Is it okay if I ask?
Sure.
Yeah, so I want to know from both of them, as in when they moved from a school system to an open learning setup that they created for themselves, how did they go about structuring their day? So for example, if a child goes to school, there's already sort of a structure to the day. The child gets up, gets ready for the school, and the child is off to school, and then child comes back. There's something to look forward to in terms of going and playing with the friends. There's some homework maybe, and then you look forward to the weekend. So it sort of kind of helps you organize your day around the school. And how did they deal with having no structure in place for them? And how did they go about creating a structure so that there's sanity there? There is they're organized around it. Or were they okay not being organized? That's also something that I'd like to know.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so this also we haven't the first year, I think the first year after I left school, I just did whatever I wanted. There was no structure. I just did whatever I wanted, literally whatever I wanted. Then after that, we started putting some structure. Okay, if I like, for example, um, Rubik's Cube. So when will like, how much time will I spend on doing that? How will I practice? What are my mediums of practice and stuff like? We started building the structure slowly, and we are still building the structure. And so yeah, I don't know how to say.
Sure. So that does answer. Thank you so much, Krishiv.
So many fights, debates, arguments.
Sure.
I will say this, he will say that. Okay. So yeah, it has been very interesting, even today.
Sure.
From that day to even today. Yeah, but there is, I would say, in all that juggling, one beautiful thing is that the communication. The bridge is really very strong, where we can communicate anything. We can, can pounce on each other, and then it is nothing like my way or his way, but we have one common way where we start walking again. So but that has been very interesting, I would say. As parent, this communication, having this strong bridge of communication is something which I would dedicate to, the gift of this journey, I would say. If you take any physical, mental, social, emotional, or any aspect you say, we can talk on that anytime, any day. And if we say that let us spark right now, I do not want to talk. So everything comes under that umbrella of communication. But yeah, this structure has brought that opportunity to have that communication bridge very strong. And yeah, end of the day, yeah, we could bridge that, we could make that structure. And yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sure. Thank you so much. It's beautifully how beautifully you shared about having that strong bridge of understanding amongst the two of you, wherein we
Yes.
can talk about everything. I think that's really beautiful and so precious
Yeah.
for the family, for the community, the smallest community
Yeah.
that we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So structure won't happen in a day, or I think it is an evolving journey. Even today, we come up with different structures. But yeah, it is better than before. But earlier, when I understand where you are coming from, because if I go to those many years back, I was also struggling that "Acha, how will it happen?" The first year I remember that, okay, how will it happen? Because I really did not know what to do. I knew what not to do, but what to do was a question actually. So yeah, but it will evolve. It's just that if I say being with ourselves and listening to others, and again I would say support of community, which has really helped us a lot. I would say.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
All the best to both of you, especially
Thank you
Krishiv,
so
for his
much.
journey onwards. Wonderful.
Bhaval, did you, madam, I hope I got your name correct. Did you
Yeah,
face any, yeah, okay. Did you face any opposition from the family itself, maybe the father, the grandparents or somebody?
Uh, to grandparents, like, yes, that was a shock. Gradually they came in terms, like, but somehow it was not so much of opposition from the family, neither from surrounding areas. I don't remember that we were troubled in that case. But gradually, like, if we are coming or going out in the morning, when we were living in a city area, like, we were in a flat system, and in the lift people will come and ask that acha aaj school nahi gaya kya, and then
That is always a very long conversation.
so then gradually I think even we had found out that what answer to be given. Even he would say that acha aaj today I did not go, kind. Or even we could guess that acha whom to answer what, kind. So to few people will tell that acha he doesn't go to school, then I would get a stare that acha then what about 10th and 12th, when he was really quite young, senior KG age. And then I would say don't know, then again a better stare. So yeah, but not much. I don't think that was like any unpleasant, would say. Nah, nothing like that. And even from family side, I don't see anything which was really harsh or something. Probably uh, people around had that trust, I say. I don't know, but I don't remember any such thing. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you both are lucky.
Yeah, literally, you're very lucky. That was what I was going to say.
Yeah. Sorry, I want to little move the discussion back to CoVersity. To us, this is 1 hour we are dedicating to CoVersity. While, yeah, meaning there can be, I'm sure, a lot of questions. And as I said, Bhaval has been there in many of the earlier meetups, so you can catch up on recording. So let's coming back to the whole idea of CoVersity and little. If nobody has a question, I'll at least talk about it. I'll take that opportunity. Is to offer the youth like Krishiv and many more the option of building their own or creating their own journeys. And I'm using the word journeys just like how Krishiv used right now, this is my focus area, because we all evolve, we all change. Some of us continue in one field, some of us visit many fields as we grow. But the whole idea is that, hey, can I design it? Can I create it? Can I live it? And as Bhaval, I think in many ways mentioned, that it is the very doing of something with that focus, with that energy itself is so growing and enlarging to oneself. And I think that's the core idea of CoVersity. So whether you follow that particular passion later on, it just doesn't matter, because now you know that I can crack anything, because I know I can deep dive into anything and build it on that. So that's the whole, you can say, the big strength of CoVersity, where the big strength is you, as in the individual, not some institution, some mentor, some some curriculum, some structure. No. All of that are there. Meaning, it's just like in our life, all those structures exist. I can't go on road and drive anyhow I want. But the fact that I live my life, I decide, the very act of making a decision, then following up on it, putting work on it, struggling through it, figuring out, failing, sometimes succeeding, mostly failing, or struggling, or putting in more and more effort, and I'm sure all the other masalas that goes with it. So that's the whole idea. That's the whole idea, to offer to the youth. And we are very consciously saying the youth can be from anywhere, from cities, from villages, from any part of the socio-economic spectrum, or any part geographically. We are trying not to, though a part of it would be at the campus, because that's important that we all get together and work as a cohort, and that energy between the different members of a cohort, when they kind of physically live together and work together. And I remember these guys, when they were here, they would work late in the night and call it photosynthesis. I don't know how they came up with that name, but the very ulta of working in the day, they call it photosynthesis, and they'll work late in the night and get up early, 5 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, that energy is so amazing. At least I was around with them, and I said, oh, I have nothing to do, which is great, which is awesome, because these guys are totally full onto it. So that energy, when we see in the youth, and I see it in every youth, it's just a matter of meaning inviting them to lead themselves. That's what CoVersity is trying to do. So I'm specifically talking a little more about it, because I'm in a way, let's say, putting a request forward to this whole group. If you have children in that group, that's great. You can consider, or at least show them this option of CoVersity. Even if you don't have children in that age group, you may have relatives, friends, neighbors, anybody, actually, even a stranger that you meet on the street. If you think that, hey, somebody would be interested in, or would love to go on and create their own journey, then you can put in a word, and we are there to take it forward with them. So why I'm saying that, because we need all this, let's say, awareness. At least let's make the world aware that there are options of how you can create your own journey. Whether you do it that way or not is immaterial, right? At least the option, because otherwise people don't think too much in terms of that. So yeah, that's my, let's say, I'm just requesting from the CoVersity side. And in fact, we have named it CoVersity, trying to create a generic category where the idea is to get together as a group, as a cohort, and then kind of create your own universe, so CoVersity. And the idea is to create a generic category, and different cities, different groups can hence start literally running or organizing their own CoVersities. So we are calling as Aarohi CoVersity. I'm sure more people in future can create their own CoVersities in their own forms. So that's also an open invitation. Anybody feels that in Hyderabad, Mumbai, wherever, such CoVersities should exist, and people, the youth should be invited to explore it. for themselves. That can also. So I'm sorry, long spiel. I'm just grabbing this opportunity. Yeah, no, we are still there for some more questions. Krishiv and Bawal are also there. Thank you for listening to me.
May I ask a question once again?
Sure, Shal.
Yeah, so I'd like to know as in how, if right now there's a child who's an open learner who's coming to my mind, and she's very, very focused in terms of design, and she's into the creative side of things beside other talents, beside being creative. So there's a possibility that she might want to explore something like this. So how do we connect somebody to you so that this can be taken forward?
Well, we can start with just a quick WhatsApp to this number. That is one option. So this is the Aarohi WhatsApp number. I'm putting it again. You can obviously visit the CoVersity website. So I'm writing that down also. Also, people can call me or Preeti. Pranav, can you type out Preeti's number while I type out my number? I'm assuming, is Preeti there in the call? Yeah.
I'll do it,
Preeti is also there. Yeah. So you can call me or Preeti to understand it more. Yeah. So connecting with us is absolutely no. We are there. We are there to talk about it and see how we can. Yeah, that's the whole idea. Somebody is so that I would look at it as three categories of people. Like Shalu, you talked about somebody who's already into design, is already excited about one thing. So that though is like given, this CoVersity is definitely there. Yeah, but there could be some other people who may not even know their let's call it their interest. They may say, or they may know, but they may not have really worked on it. So they may say, oh, how can I start? And that's the beautiful part, that whether you know your interest or you know and have worked, or you know and you haven't worked, doesn't matter. Everybody is welcome, right? And the way it works is, suppose I don't know my interest, the way it will work is, for one cycle of 6 months, you will take up any one interest and invest yourself fully into it. Yeah, whichever you think is your interest. And even if after 6 months, let's say you review and say, no, I don't, I think I want to try out some other interest. But those 6 months, one is you have explored one domain deeply, and two, you have explored and grown yourself deeply, which is the bigger benefit, I would say. Because as I said, the domains for these youngsters are all open. The world is now totally open. Literally anything can be professional, right? Can be a profession and can be professional. So that's the whole idea. So that is why I say that irrespective of what are their interests, if there are people in that age group which would like to more live their life in that sense, design their own life, and they are most welcome. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, thanks. And they need not be open learners as well, is it?
Not at all. So
it's quite.
It isn't I mean, you can start your open learning journey with CoVersity. Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, so people could be youth could be somebody who has given, let's say, 10th or given 11th or given 12th, because it's 14 to 21. So it could be, and it could be something also that they could deep dive for a year. We call it deep dive year, right? Somebody can say, okay, I've done 12th. Now I want to just take a year and deep dive into at least a couple of things, explore myself, explore a couple of interests. And then if I want to go back to, let's say, college, I can do that. So there is no, issue like that. So that's also a possibility of looking at, okay, I want to give myself 1 year to explore at least 1 or 2 domains very deeply and explore myself, basically, and grow myself. That's the whole idea.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Yeah, anybody else has maybe we can take one or two last questions and then we can close for today. So if anybody has a question about CoVersity, about to Krishiv and Bawal for their journey, or for me for the CoVersity concept. I think Krishiv mentioned that we are also doing a 1 week long camps, so one camp in March, one in April, and one in June. So if people are not familiar with Aarohi or not familiar with open learning or self-directed learning, and they want to experience it for a week to see, hey, how does it really work? This is obviously for 14 to 21 age group. Then you're most welcome. So there are 3 camps and the details are there. I've just posted the link to the website there. So we're calling it as boot camps. And so people can join in for a week. That's at Aarohi campus. Yeah.
So I have a doubt regarding the bootcamp.
Sure.
So so like I am coming. So is it like what time? Is there any specific time to reach at the campus or something?
Yeah, all those details would be given to you once you kind of register for that. So there will be a registration form, and once you register, there will be.
Just carry as if it's
Where will you get the registration from? Is it there in the website?
Now that you have shown interest, you have come here, we'll give you the registration form.
Thank you.
Basically, we want people to come to these meetups, discuss, ask their questions, understand about CoVersity, and then we send them the link and they can register for the camp.
Are you sending the link or something?
Yeah, I will send it to you. Yeah, I'm just conveying the idea is to, people register because they're serious about it. That's the only reason. We are not just putting it out in the open. Yeah, that's the only reason. Yeah. But thanks for asking, Akansha. That can actually helps others also. Okay, so maybe we can pause this meeting here. As I said, just a reminder again that we will be there every Saturday. Next Saturday, we would have another CoVersity member sharing his or her journeys. So you can meet another. I don't know. I don't feel like calling them children. They're like professionals. Another professional or another Krishiv. Kind of. And yes, hopefully with one of their parents at least. So you can interact with them next Saturday also. So yep, we can for now sign out and connect with us if you need, and do spread the word about CoVersity. And yeah, thank you. Thank you, Krishiv. Thank you, Bawal, for your time. It's always exciting to hear
Thanks,
both of you.
Krishiv. Thanks, Rawal.
Yeah.
Thank you, Krisha. Bye, Rajneesh.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank